everything. But we need to shut down everything on the board except the processor running real-time clock. Okay, so you see the differences between the old and the new. It's more than twice the reduction in size. There is always a trade-off between the size of the battery and, of course, the longevity of your tag. If you want a tag to last between 9 to 12 months, there is no choice, you have to choose a larger battery. If you want a tag that will give you information for between 1 to 3 months, you can go on a very short, very small battery, but still you don't have the longevity. So it's always a trade-off. Looking at the technology inside, that's the old board, that's the new board. If we rotate this board 90 degrees clockwise, it's more or less 3 times, 1/3 of the size, I'm sorry. And there's still a lot of space there, and you can also change the design. There's a GSM, GPRS modems, and many connectors for other sensors.
Roughly how big is that, just in terms of scale?
Yeah, that's actually I put a point there. We're talking about 3 centimeters by 6 centimeters. Okay, it's still small but large. For some animals, it's still large because if you add the battery, it has a bit of size there. But trade-offs. Okay, so in terms of IoT, Internet of Things, we start developing with LoRa in late 2015. We've done our first field tests in February 2016, that was a year ago, and the first tests were very successful. We went to the market and grabbed the modules that were available, connected to our tags, built the base station, put the antennas on the roof, we've done all that. So we got 99% packet delivery over 12 kilometers and near line of sight. And when I mean near line of sight is that the receiving station was blocked by tall buildings, and that was it. After those tall buildings, there is a big, I don't know if you know, St. Andrews, it's called West Sands. It's a very large bay, really shallow. There's nothing in between. So with the power that the module gave us, 14 dB, about 35 milliwatts, we got 90% packet delivery, and it was, we confirmed it because we always put the tags on the sun. That's our test, because the animals, when they haul out on the beach, they are always on the sun. They are not standing like us, they are lying down, so we have to put everything on the sun and do the testings. We tested several antennas, PCB patches, PCB copper ducts or vertical antennas, small, and even with that antenna, and that is 1 centimeter by 2 centimeters, we got 99% packet delivery. And we're talking an antenna that is negative gain. Okay. The base station has a very good antenna, plus 11 dBi. Okay, and it's the building, the roof of the building is at around 20 meters above the sea level. It's not optimum, especially because you can see here the roof. The antenna is really close to the roof. The roof is metallic, so there's still a bit of a loss. And these were the tests 1 year ago. That's me holding the everything with wires, and it was working. So after these first tests, we went on and built a real system. So that's St. Andrews here. Our institute is here on the beach, and we went to Tensmere Beach at the time, and we got around 12 kilometers near line of sight from one point to the other. Okay, so what's being done now? We have beta testings since last year, and we will have another group of beta testings in April 2017. I've been up north, as I told you, checking the sites for the new base stations. There's a new tag design being launched and being put on the seals. It has been designed centered just on LoRa. Okay, so we decided that we wanted to use LoRa for our UHF tags, and I designed the tag around that concept. And this is all to prove that the base station is up to the task, that the tags are up to the task, and so we can release version number 1. It's still everything better, but it's still working. So, new tag. Some of you probably, if you follow me on Twitter or Facebook, have already seen this photo. This is the same size, 3 centimeters by 6 centimeters, as our arm protects. Our arm protects with DSP instructions. When we give it flash memory to log all the information from GPS and sensors, if it cannot talk with the base station. Some animals spend a few days at sea away from the base station, so we need to save all data. That data is really important to the researchers. Our LoRa radio, we chose a module on the market for this attempt to test the LoRa system. Revision number 1 will have the chips, the radio chips, and not the module for convenience. It also has a fast lock geographer kind of GPS. It has also a conductivity, temperature, and depth sensor with an extra depth sensor. Wet dry sensors are sensors that detect when the animal is in and out of the water. So it's important that we transmit only when the animal is out of the water. And this has a lot of power conditioning circuitry, and also circuitry to disconnect everything that is not needed on the water. So when the animal goes into the water, we can disconnect all the radios, all the sensors that are wasting power, so everything is off. And there's also a magnetic switch, because everything will be encapsulated in epoxy. There are no electrical connections, no buttons, nothing. So using a magnet, we give controls to the tag, switch on, switch off, combinations of switches, of magnets. We can do some programming, so that's one of the ways we found that works. So that's the base station where it is now, operating in East Sands in St. Andrews. It's been there since February last year, and working well. That's part of the PCB inside for the people that like to see. So it's also an ARM Cortex M4, has SD card for logging all the tags that connect with it. The LoRa radio is the same radio that's on the tags, so full compatibility. It has GSM and GPRS to talk with our servers directly, so when there are enough tags, when enough tags have talked to the base station and we have an amount of data, there's a connection of GPRS, FTP, or HTTP goes to our servers, download data. Also power conditioning and power switches for everything on board. It has mains power, can be powered by mains, it can be powered by a solar panel, can be powered by a battery, and the solar panel and the mains charge the batteries. It has USB connections for a console outside or for downloading data. There's a user interface with LCD buttons for if the researcher goes on the field, opens the box, presses the button, see what's going on. You can see traffic, you can see all the time what we're talking. You can take the SD card, substitute the SD card, or just press the button and send all the information that is still on the SD card back to the server. Future development for Revision to add Ethernet, Debian, and make it portable. It's already mobile. It's not portable, it's mobile because you have tripods. That's not much portable because it's still weight. So these photos were taken 2 days ago, so you can see where we use our stuff. That's first generation base station. That's one of my colleagues. And that's their top northwest point 2 days ago, before the storm. So today is the 23rd. Yesterday, 22nd, we went back to the sites again, and we could walk with some. Twice we had to lie down on the floor because the wind was so strong. Yeah. Any questions?
So we'll keep the Q&A brief. I know Rob always has questions, because we're going to do the panel Q&A at the end. So just make it quick, and then we'll do the kind of open Q&A.
Have you investigated over time the idea of taking physical energy recovery devices on the tank, barometric energy recovery, or flow energy recovery systems?
Yeah. We've tried in the past using flow. Barometric is not. We could use barometric. We've tried piezo sensors, and not successful because of the force that the animals do when they move. It's not enough for the piezo to work. We've tried flow, but still it's big. Still to give proper energy